Section 110.26 Phonic of the National Electrical Code, in conjunction with NFPA 13, addresses the installation of sprinkler piping over electrical equipment. It essentially allows sprinkler piping to be installed above electrical equipment, but with very specific stipulations designed to prevent hazards and ensure proper functionality of both the electrical and fire suppression systems. The key conditions that must be met are: firstly, the equipment must not be susceptible to damage from the sprinkler piping or its supports. Secondly, the sprinkler piping must be independently supported, meaning its support structure cannot rely on or interfere with the electrical equipment. Thirdly, adequate spacing must be maintained between the sprinkler piping and the equipment to facilitate drainage and maintenance. So, can sprinkler piping be installed over equipment? The answer is yes, but only if these conditions outlined in 110.26 Phonic are strictly adhered to. To ensure compliance, several steps should be taken during the installation process. Firstly, inspect the electrical equipment thoroughly to determine its vulnerability to potential damage from water or the weight of the sprinkler system. This involves assessing the equipment's enclosure rating, its sensitivity to moisture, and the potential for corrosion. Secondly, provide independent support for the sprinkler piping. This is a critical aspect. The piping must be supported by a separate structure that does not rely on the electrical equipment for support. This prevents the weight of the piping from stressing the equipment or its enclosure. Thirdly, maintain proper spacing between the sprinkler piping and the equipment. This spacing is necessary for several reasons. It allows for proper drainage in the event of a sprinkler activation or leak. It also provides adequate clearance for maintenance and inspection of both the sprinkler system and the electrical equipment. Furthermore, it reduces the risk of accidental contact between the piping and energized components. Fourthly, consider using trapeze hangers or similar devices to suspend the sprinkler piping. Trapeze hangers provide a secure and adjustable method of supporting the piping while maintaining the necessary clearance from the equipment below. Additional considerations include minimizing the weight of the piping on the building structure, conducting regular inspections to verify ongoing compliance with the requirements, and consulting with qualified professionals such as licensed mechanical engineers or fire protection specialists, especially for complex installations. The installation should minimize the stress on the building's structural components. Regular inspections are crucial. These inspections ensure that the piping remains compliant over time, as building settling or other factors could potentially affect the initial installation. For complex installations, it is highly recommended to consult with a licensed mechanical engineer or a fire protection professional. These experts can provide guidance on proper installation techniques, code compliance, and potential hazards. Let's delve deeper into each of these aspects. When inspecting the equipment, consider the ingress protection or IP rating of the electrical enclosures. This rating indicates the level of protection against the entry of solid objects and liquids. Equipment with a low IP rating is more susceptible to damage from water exposure. Also, assess the materials used in the construction of the equipment. Some materials, such as certain metals, are prone to corrosion when exposed to moisture. Independent support systems can take various forms. One common approach is to use dedicated support struts or hangers that are anchored to the building structure above the electrical equipment. These supports must be strong enough to support the weight of the sprinkler piping, including the water it contains. The spacing requirement is not explicitly defined in the code, but it should be sufficient to allow for easy access to the equipment for maintenance and repair. A general guideline is to provide at least 12 inches of clearance between the piping and the top of the equipment. Trapeze hangers consist of two vertical rods or straps suspended from the building structure with a horizontal support member spanning between them. The sprinkler piping is then attached to the horizontal support member. These hangers allow for precise adjustment of the piping's height and position. When minimizing the weight of the piping, consider using lightweight materials such as CPVC or PX. These materials are strong and durable, but they are significantly lighter than traditional steel piping. Regular inspections should include checking for signs of corrosion, leaks, or sagging in the piping. Also, verify that the support system is still secure and that the spacing requirements are being met. It's important to remember that 110.26 FONIC is just one part of a larger set of safety requirements for electrical installations. Other relevant codes and standards may also apply, depending on the specific application. These may include local building codes, fire codes, and insurance requirements. In addition to the physical installation, it is also important to maintain proper documentation of the sprinkler system. This documentation should include detailed drawings showing the location of the piping, the support system, and the electrical equipment. It should also include records of inspections and maintenance. A well-maintained sprinkler system is an essential component of fire protection in many buildings. By following the requirements of 110.26 FONIC and other relevant codes and standards, you can help ensure that the system functions properly and protects people and property from the dangers of fire. Furthermore, consider the potential for condensation to form on the sprinkler piping. In humid environments, condensation can drip onto the electrical equipment, causing damage or creating a safety hazard. To mitigate this risk, consider insulating the piping or providing a drip pan to collect any condensation. When selecting a fire protection professional or mechanical engineer, look for someone with experience in both electrical and fire protection systems. This will ensure that they have a comprehensive understanding of the relevant codes and standards and can provide expert guidance on proper installation techniques. The independent support system should be designed to withstand not only the static weight of the piping but also the dynamic forces that may occur during a seismic event. In areas prone to earthquakes, it is essential to use seismic bracing to prevent piping from collapsing or damaging the electrical equipment. Consider the potential for future modifications or additions to the electrical equipment. The sprinkler piping should be installed in a way that does not obstruct access to the equipment for future maintenance or upgrades. Also, be aware of the potential for galvanic corrosion to occur when dissimilar metals are used in the piping system. Galvanic corrosion can occur when two different metals are in contact in the presence of an electrolyte such as water. To prevent this, use compatible materials or provide insulation between the metals. The requirements of 110.26 FONIC are intended to protect both the electrical equipment and the sprinkler system. By following these requirements, you can help ensure that both systems function properly and safely. It's also important to remember that the code is constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and best practices. Stay up to date on the latest code changes to ensure that your installations are always in compliance. Consider the potential impact of the sprinkler system on the overall aesthetics of the building. While safety is the primary concern, it is also important to install the piping in a way that is visually appealing and does not detract from the building's appearance. Also, be aware of the potential for the sprinkler system to interfere with other building systems such as HVAC or lighting. Coordinate the installation with other trades to ensure that there are no conflicts. In addition to the specific requirements of 110.26 FONIC, it is also important to follow general safety practices when working with electrical and fire protection systems. These practices include wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, energizing electrical circuits before working on them, and following lockout/tagout procedures. The code provides minimum requirements for safety. It is always a good idea to exceed these requirements whenever possible. By taking a proactive approach to safety, you can help prevent accidents and injuries. Furthermore, consider the potential for the sprinkler system to be activated accidentally. While these systems are designed to be reliable, there is always a risk of accidental activation due to mechanical failure or human error. To minimize the potential for damage from an accidental activation, consider installing a pre-action sprinkler system. A pre-action system requires two separate events to occur before water is released. This reduces the risk of accidental activation. When designing the sprinkler system, consider the specific hazards present in the area being protected. The type of sprinkler heads and the density of the sprinkler coverage should be appropriate for the type of occupancy and the fire hazard present. Also, be aware of the potential for the sprinkler system to freeze in cold climates. To prevent freezing, consider using antifreeze solutions or heat tracing. The authority having jurisdiction, or OJ, has the final say on whether or not an installation is compliant with the code. Consult with the AHA early in the design process to ensure that your installation will be approved. In addition to complying with the code, it is also important to follow industry best practices. These practices can help you to ensure that your installation is safe, reliable, and efficient. The NEC is not a design manual. It provides minimum requirements for safety, but it does not tell you how to design a sprinkler system. Consult with a qualified fire protection engineer for assistance with designing a system that meets your specific needs. The installation of sprinkler piping over electrical equipment is a complex task that requires careful planning and execution. By following the requirements of 110.26 FONIC and other relevant codes and standards, you can help ensure that the system functions properly and protects people and property from the dangers of fire. Remember to prioritize safety in all aspects of the installation and consult with qualified professionals whenever necessary. Taking these steps will ensure a compliant and effective fire protection system.